Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Orion, and welcome to the RUNECAST. Today, I have two very special guests. I have Link'sOcarina, and I have Rargh. How you doing, boys? Let's get a round of applause for the boys. Let's go. Second, boys. Let's go. How you
Hey,
doing?
cheers, man.
How
Thank
you
you
doing,
very
Link?
much.
How you doing,
Yeah,
Link?
it's good to be here, man. I'm looking forward to getting on with this podcast and getting into it, man.
Yeah. How about you, Rargh? You doing good? Having a good time?
I'm doing good, man.
Not
I'm excited to
disconnecting
talk
this time
about
around?
these. Oh no, yeah. The connection's looking pretty solid right now. We're good to go.
Had a beautiful first intro, and Rargh just happened to lose his
Right.
internet at that moment, so couldn't be any more scuff. But now here we are, ready to get into this podcast. Have a few topics today. We are talking about RuneScape mobile Android. Gonna talk about the Dragonfire Integrity Changes, and we got a little touch on the Rev Cave Rewards revisited. Talk about what passed and what didn't. Got Runefest 2018, super excited for that, and what we're talking about predictions for the future of the game. And that's about it. So, Link, Rargh, do either of you
Yeah.
guys got an Android phone?
No.
I do not.
Are you serious? Oh,
Yeah.
man. But so you both
Uh,
got iOSs.
iPhone. Yeah.
I've spoken enough to my sort of Discord and people giving me feedback to know how much how well it's going and how they feel about it and stuff. So anything that comes my way, I'll try and answer.
Well, I mean, just to say, I happen to have an Android, and I happen to be there to download it. And I have to say, personally, so far, it is amazing. Like, it makes a lot of
Wow.
skills super painless, in my opinion. I couldn't see really doing stuff like quests like that, but honestly, I've been doing agility while I'm working or something like that. I mean, 85 agility, by the way. And
Wow.
I don't know, it's just so easy. Like, the interface is simple to do when you're doing really simple tasks. Like, you can just sit there and like scroll Facebook and just come back around to it if you're fishing or anything like that. And Rargh, what do you think you're gonna do when you actually get iOS beta? Like, what's your first thing you're gonna try?
Probably woodcutting. Probably gonna hit up the woodcutting guild, go to the U's, start doing some AFKing. Especially now that those 2.2k worlds came out. I'm like 68 levels short of that.
Yeah,
So
the
that would
2.2K
be perfect to
worlds.
start
So-
AFKing some skills.
You're just a big boy. Big boy, you're able to hop in that 2.2K world?
Not yet, but hopefully in 2 weeks' time, I'll be joining Mudkip for sure. He sends all these like pictures of him and like people with max capes, and I just want to go over there and piss everyone off and not have a max cape. So
Just want to like be that one person who's
Yeah.
odd one out and not actually having the max cape and just be like, hey, noob hop kid.
yeah, exactly. I'll tell him to hop.
So Link, what are you going to do when you get RuneScape Mobile for the first time? First thing you're gonna go straight to do.
I think the first thing I'll do is like, obviously I work from home with both web developing and making YouTube videos, so it won't change my life completely, but I think what it will do is I'll jump into bed and be able to do, like an extra hour of agility or just those AFK sort of grinds where you feel like if I chuck an hour in every day, it's going to make a difference, So I think I'll just do the AFK grinds while I'm like in bed and just trying to chill out and stuff. I think that's the main thing I'll be using mobile for, to be honest. Nothing too groundbreaking.
Imagine instead of spending that one extra hour on YouTube before bed, you use that one extra hour on getting that agility level.
Exactly.
Imagine
Exactly.
that. Beautiful.
I mean I'll have 99 agility by the time I'm 55. It's gonna be great.
It'll take some time. Yeah. Anyway, like with those total level worlds as well, are you gonna be hopping on any of those for yourself, or?
I mean, to be honest, mate, I'm just coming to 1,800 total levels, so I'm very far off.
So scuffed account as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah, scuffed
Anyway,
account. Yeah.
So just
But
move on from
what
that.
Rag was saying.
What
Rag was saying. He was saying like if he's gonna push to try and get it and try and get the Rev Caves and stuff like that. That's a pretty awesome idea, Going and doing the Rev Caves on those sort of worlds, you're probably gonna make serious GPs. So I like that idea. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and
The
honestly,
thing is, Link, it's your job now to play RuneScape. So I
It
really
is.
hope, in like a year you'd smashed it.
I think it'd be
I
before that.
faith.
6 months. 6 months.
Oh, look at that, guys! You heard it here. 6 months. Start the timer.
6 months. Honestly, if
Oh,
it was
dear.
his lifeblood, he'd be done in 4 months. Let's be real.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
Hey, with mobile coming out, hopefully you can get
Maybe. The 24-hour grind.
24-hour grind. You just like have a timer for every like 10 minutes while you're asleep. Like, all right, I gotta keep fishing.
Set an alarm on the phone
Imagine
for every
that.
12 and a half seconds. Great stuff.
Imagine Mika 279 Deadman Moan tournament. It's like while he's asleep, he has a 10-minute timer for mobile.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
God.
If he couldn't get any more crazy with that shit.
It's going to ruin so many people's lives, I'm telling you. It's going to be
Yeah.
worse than drugs.
Worse than drugs. It's like you got
Yeah.
a news call. And it's like you got black
I
tar
really
heroin on the rise, but we got something much more worse. The kids call it RuneScape Mobile.
Yeah. Make sure your kids aren't on it, guys. Parents.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of accidents. There's tons of people who especially will joke about it in my stream, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like drive to work playing like fishing or wood cutting, and it's like I don't know if that's just such a great idea,
Have
you know?
seen these
Well, there was
motherfuckers on Reddit? They're like posting pictures of them like putting RuneScape Mobile on their dash cam, like that little
Oh
pad
my
that you got
God.
right there. You can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
put RuneScape Mobile on it.
The thing is, like, as you say, like, Grog, people are joking about it and stuff. But when Pokemon Go came out, they had to put a thing in at the start saying "Don't Pokemon Go and drive" because of the sheer amount of people that were doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a possibility. For
Don't
sure.
play RuneScape and drive. you
Yeah,
know?
legit.
When
legit.
it came to like Pokemon Go, people were actually like trying to get onto military installations because they're like, oh, this Pokemon is over here. I gotta get to this
Oh my
Pokestop.
god.
And there'd be people trying to get on like Air Force bases or Army posts, like trying to get this Charizard that's over the wall, over the fence. It's like, sir,
Get
let me
the
just
fuck out of here.
I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious. This was actually an
Wow.
issue.
So people were
Imagine-
happy to take a bullet for these Pokemon.
Hey man,
Could you
that
imagine
Pikachu's
being
worth
in
it.
court? Could you imagine being in court for trespassing and you're telling the judge like, well, there was a Pikachu on the other side of the fence and I really, really wanted it.
Yeah, your defense was I was one away from catching them all. Come on.
You better hope that judge is a Pokemon fan. That's all I got.
Yeah.
to
Judge is
say.
like, oh, well, I understand, and he's like, whips out his phone, he's like, hey, I'll hook up with you later. We can maybe go hunt some.
Yeah.
We can go
Fucking
hunt some
catch.
As he slams his gavel down.
god Pokemon.
Not guilty.
Not
Oh,
guilty.
mate.
And you just see the jury like, what the fuck just happened?
Pokemon season 27 coming soon.
So, moving on from mobile gaming, we got the Dragonfire Integrity Change. Honestly, I thought this was really good. I think it's not a big deal at all.
I
What do
think
you
it's
guys think?
fantastic. I really do. I mean, thing is, if anyone's serious about this game, they're easily going to complete Dragon Slayer. It's not exactly
You don't even have to complete it.
Oh, I just started?
Yeah, you just only have to start it. Like, that's it. And then people are
Oh.
just like, "Ree!" It's like, come on, man. It's not
So
hard to get like
even
20 sport
easier.
quest points.
It's just locked behind those quest points then. So effectively, you have to play free to play a decent amount to be able to unlock any of that. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Why should
Definitely
why
can't
should
hurt anything.
exactly why should a fresh level 3 bot be able to go and get everything it needs to go and kill green dragons? So yeah, no problem with that at all.
I imagine Jaggets in their office. They're like, all right, how can we fuck the Venezuelans the most?
How
They're
can we
making
get
too
Juan's
much
food?
money. Oh
Fucking-
god,
Oh,
poor
man,
poor
yeah.
Juan. It's always Juan with you, isn't it? Right?
It is. It is.
Poor guy's just trying to feed his family, and Jay, it's like, no,
Fuck
we've
off.
stopped that.
It's not
You
gonna
can
happen.
make soft clay for 45 hours. That's what you can do.
I mean, even
Oh,
then,
yeah.
it's still not that hard to go do Dork's Quest, Cook's Assistant, do
yeah,
sheep.
exactly.
If you get members, do Sheep Herder and all this stuff. It's not that hard, you know. I just,
Yeah.
it is definitely a deterrent though, for real.
For
I
sure.
mean,
for
Romeo
sure.
and Juliet gives 5 quest points.
Yeah, it
I
is
mean,
not
if
hard.
you know what you're doing, you could assume you remember. If you know what you're doing, you know the quests to do, you could easily do it from scratch, no money, in like probably an hour or two.
Yeah, easily.
Realistically.
Easily.
I love the fact that they went the full mile, like any form of Dragonfire, anti-Dragonfire. Nope, can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. Like you can even sip the potion, right?
No, you
Yeah,
can't
you
even sip
can't.
that.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it is just a straight up no. You know, there's no way around it. You're doing this or you're not. So yeah, big fan of it. And I think they've done that's a change that really is probably, I don't know, 12 years too late. Really, you know.
12 years
Fair
too
enough.
late, but you can never be too soon. You know.
Exactly. I mean, better late than never.
Better late than never.
Mm.
But do you
Can't
guys
wait
really
for
think
that.
it'll have a huge impact on the Venezuelans? Because they usually have like 90 combat anyway. It's not exactly hard for them to smash out a couple quests.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's in conjunction with mobile coming out. Obviously, free to play players can't play mobile yet, but as soon as they can, you can imagine there's going to be a large influx of free to play players, and that would crash. You know, Dragon Bones and stuff like that. As soon as those free to play players go, oh, I'm going to bot this. I can make a shitload of money from this. You know, you suddenly introduce a 1,000 new bots or whatever. You know, and I think it just crashes it. I think they're just sort of future proofing. In case that happens, I think that's the only reason it's happened now is because mobile's coming out now.
Yeah, I can imagine using mobile software to create more intricate bots, possibly.
Yeah, and you know, I'm pretty sure that RuneScape Mobile, once it is fully out, is going to top these app stores, because you look, Pokemon Go really did. Obviously, RuneScape doesn't have as much love as Pokemon did, but it's definitely a love game that, you know, millions and millions of people have played over the years. You know, I speak to a lot of people and I'm like, oh, did you ever play RuneScape? And everyone's like, yeah, I played that when I was like, 7, 8, whatever. And, you know, if you'd only played it, I don't know, for a year when you were 13, 10 years ago or whatever, you're still going to see it in the App Store and go, oh, I used to love that game. I'll give it a go. It's free. Who cares? You know? So I think it's going to do really well. And I think they're just future-proofing the game in case, it really does take off and suddenly they have this large influx of free-to-play players who are thinking about becoming members or whatever. So I think that's it.
I got a lot of friends who are just waiting for free-to-play mobile to come out.
Exactly.
I have one friend who literally is only going to play mobile. That's it.
Yeah.
Really?
I think there'll be so many people like that. I think there'll be loads of people, if you never knew anything different, or when you were younger, you played the desktop version, mobile is so easily accessible and everyone's at work these days. The game's not aimed at 13 to 18-year-olds anymore. Anyone who plays OSRS is an old player, or for the nostalgic factor. Everyone's at work and needs some way to play it mobily. So I think, it's going to do really well, but people don't have the time they used to play these sort of games,
Yeah, it's just really weird that, of course we see RS as a game that's played on the desktop, and there's going to be this whole generation of people who are just going to know it as a mobile game, and they might even be like, there's a desktop? You know, it's just weird that people are going to learn the game completely different, in a completely different manner than how we learned it. So I guess that's kind of cool. It's wondering, like, the new meta. There's probably going to be like new metas for a lot of things on mobile, like darts, for example.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Meta,
yeah, it's going to be
there's going to be
tablet,
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely going to be some sort of new metas and maybe even exploits, that people find after playing for 6 months or whatever, which is going to be interesting. And as you say, Kins, I think, there are going to be, once the initial thousands and thousands who used to play download it and it gets quite high up in the app stores, then younger players and newer players who have never played RuneScape are going to be like, oh, what's this? Click it. And realistically, I mean, obviously we're massive fans of RuneScape, but I can't think of an app that comes anywhere close to RuneScape in terms of mobile. I can't think of anything.
It's such a lot for a mobile game, which is amazing.
Exactly. You look at something like Clash of Clans, which does very well, or used to at least. That has no content compared to this, So.
It's beautiful because, like a lot of these app games, you have to wait for so much stuff. You have to because that's the way they get you your money. They just allow you to speed things up. And in RuneScape,
I can't see it failing.
They got spawns.
Exactly, and I think as long as they market it properly and they explain it well, and they get that new crowd in, I can see it being top of the charts easily.
I mean, the only thing that really, really scares me is the bots, though. Because there's like 10 bots chopping one oak tree, and, especially a new player coming in, they see 10, 15 people on one oak tree. They might think, wow, this is really slow, so much competition. They might not even know they're bots. They might not, who knows, but they'll just see a bunch of people and it being really, really hard to play. And I'm scared that'll kind of deter them away.
I'll be very, very surprised if they don't bring any new free-to-play worlds in because of just the sheer amount of people that are going to play. I mean, how many do we have at the moment? Like 8 or something? Like 9?
They're 100% going to buff up the servers.
Exactly.
Because I can imagine once RuneScape Mobile like officially drops, it's going to almost be like the old days, like way back in the glory days where Worlds were 2000.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. There's no way that they keep it on the free-to-play. I don't know how many they'll put in, but I think there'll be enough to make it okay and be like, okay, the bots aren't too much of an issue. I'm sure they'll do a big bot busting before it comes out as well.
They'd have to, yeah.
Hopefully they can. That's hopefully they can release it in the right manner and get a shitload of people to keep playing, because it means the game's going to do better. It means making YouTube videos and live streaming is going to be better if there's more players. So yeah, all exciting times, I think.
Yeah, I believe definitely the community is definitely going to grow a lot more too. YouTubers and such like that, it's going to be prosperous. And moving on from mobile, we were on this for a while. We actually went back to it from the Dragonfire. Hey, it's a beautiful topic, but the Rev Caves Rewards. I heard that you really love the Rev Caves, Link.
Oh, he loves them. He wants to take me all the time, and I'm like, Link, I gotta make content every single day.
Oh, honestly, I really, really do not like the Rev Caves. What annoys me is, and this might all change now, and it might be a good like sort of implement that they're throwing in these new weapons which are going to make it better and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just go there and think I can make more money at Zolra, and this puts me on such edge. Sat here with PKs and all this stuff, and no, it's just not the place for me. I know, Rargh, you love it, don't you? You absolutely love it.
Oh, I love the Rev Caves. I love it.
The things about it is it's just so easily accessible compared to Zolra, though. Like a fresh account.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get a decent defense and range. You just run to the Rev Caves and try to make some money.
For sure, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant for, as you say, sort of that mid-tier level. But I did Zolra before I'd ever been to Rev Caves. So for me, it's just, oh god, no, horrible place, horrible place. But I like they're buffing it. I like that there's going to be these weapons and that it's going to make it more efficient. And I like that because it brings back that sort of what I was speaking to you guys earlier about, how me and Rargh tried to do a video a couple of months ago after the nerf. And after that, the Rev Caves were totally dead. Like nobody was there. There was no point in doing it. And it did seem like, they've just brought this out and it's dead content already, which is never nice to see,
Yeah, what do you think about it?
The thing is with the Rev Caves... Oh, sorry, what's that?
I was going to say, what do you think about it?
I mean, of course, I love the whole aspect where it's like risk for reward. I mean, in a perfect world, let's say you can get an empty Rev world, you could probably make like 3-4 mil an hour.
Yeah.
But currently, right now, there's a huge problem where there are way more PKers than there are people killing Revs. And the fact that whole clans could hop through the entire world list in like under 15 minutes makes it almost impossible to get a world to yourself for more than 5. Well, not to yourself, but a world without getting PK'd or attacked or finding someone to kind of mess up your flow. And I mean, I get that it's the wilderness, and I get that's what you could expect, but at the same time, it's if people get attacked every single 5 minutes, it's just not worth doing, and that's why it is so dead. So, I mean, hopefully these rewards could kind of bring more people in there and kind of even out the PKers. I mean, I guess it could bring more PKers. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
You touched it there.
Hopefully it averages out.
You're saying that, one clan can jump through the whole world list in 15, 20 minutes. Realistically, you've got to say there's probably at least 10 clans at a time doing it. it just seems wrong that, you know, that many people could jump through the whole world list and PK every single person at Revs in the whole game, you know?
Yeah. You guys know how there used to be that 30-second timer with hopping? I honestly think that if your account is in the wilderness, they should re-add that 30-second timer just so clans can't swipe through an entire world in such a small amount of
I
time.
mean, I'd be happy to have like a minute there, just to, you know, because unless you're doing something like that, you don't need to be hopping worlds consistently, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just a difference between like having a clan run in to where you actually have a chance instead of like a clan logging in before, you know, right at 30 wilderness, so you don't even get the chance to possibly run away, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's, I guess, like when it comes to this, because they have a lot of these rewards, these new stuff is like good for PVMing and stuff like that, and for in the wilderness, and to have these like these PVM like oriented items in such a risky area, I don't know. I feel like a change like that would be a lot better for people who aren't really into that. Of course, you know, kill the PK community some more, but it's a more reasonable change, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it'll bring more of both sides. I think there'll be more PKing, but there'll be more people trying to get the drops as well. So it'll be interesting to see which way it goes.
And the weapons, they don't work just on the revs. It's
anything.
It's in the wilderness in general. So I mean, as you know, probably Eevee, he always talks about how the Wilderness Slayer is like the meta and everyone should do the Wildy Slayer. And this will probably, because I believe it stacks with the Slayer helmet. Yeah, I'm reading right now, this effect will stack with the Slayer helmet or Salve, but not both. So it'll definitely, maybe probably actually be the meta for Slayer to use one of these equipments and go kill something in the Rev Caves or, you know, Anku's, just something like that, and that could really disperse the PKers probably.
It is definitely bringing some life to the wilderness.
Yeah, that's great. That's a really good rejuvenation. I think, you know, it's going to mean bossing is back in the wilderness. You can use one of these weapons and smash a boss.
Oh, that's
as you say, Slayer, Revs. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think they've done a really good job there. And you know, I'm definitely not a person that's like, oh, PK shouldn't be around. It's not good. If you're going in there to kill bosses and you're going in there to kill Revs and Slayer, I think fair play. You're anyone's game. If you're in there to skill like Black Chins, then I think, you know, it's a little bit scuffed to go and kill someone doing that. But if they're out there doing combat, I think that's pretty brilliant.
I mean,
I know you're not a big fan of that.
Skilling. Like, cause the reason why like Black Chins are so good is because it's so hard to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they're so expensive and they're so profitable. What do you guys think about like the stuff that did not pass? Like all this, majority of the stuff that passed was PVMer like worthy, but everything of course that didn't pass, that was the PvPer stuff, like the Ferocious Ring, the Restraint, you know, the Barb Rete. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I think it's very good. I think you give the Restraint, you give that teleblock spell. They were talking about a teleblock scroll where you don't need to be on the spell book. You don't even need the runes. You know, you get a clan, go and farm those for X amount of hours or whatever, and they suddenly have unlimited teleblocks while they're on a different spell book. And then they also have restraints on top of that. I just think, you know, you give too much to the PKers and then nobody wants to go PVM because they're so overpowered. You know, they're already overpowered because you come in with a clan, one of them freezes you, one teleblocks you. They've already got that. You don't give the power for every single clan member to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah, it does create like a lot more tension, unnecessary tension.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the idea of the barbed rata, I don't know. But I did like the Restraint for the free-to-play spellbook. I thought that was actually a really good way to make it a lot more viable instead of just, you know, being able to only do it in like a PvP world where you're one-on-oneing somebody, where it'd actually be more viable to go into the wilderness and hunt people for, and, you know, give the Wrath runes a bit more of a use. But I really didn't like everything else that much. I thought the Ferocious Ring was, I mean, if you're hunting deep wilderness, you're going to get skulled anyway. You know, like...
Yeah.
Wasn't it going to be, like, better or just as good as, like, a B ring?
I had a look. It looked pretty similar. I just think you look at it now, and I think the PKs are already level, and if not, have a higher chance of getting a PK than not. That to give them any more would just make them so OP that it, I already feel going into the wilderness that I'm gonna die if I go to Rev Caves or something. I feel like I get 2 good drops. I'm like, right, I'm out of here. I'm going to take these because I am going to die. Somebody is going to PK me. You give them more options to PK people, and I think it just becomes a massacre.
I feel like what they should focus on when it comes to the PKing and improving it for PKers is not to introduce items to make it more effective to kill people who don't PK, but to introduce items that make PKer versus PKer fights a lot more interesting and fun.
I think at the moment you look at a lot of PKing and you look at sort of the big guys who do a lot of PKing. It's all very similar. It's like Darrocking or AGSing and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be quite interesting to chuck in some new mechanics and stuff like that where you could get a bit more unpredictable in PK. So yeah, I do agree with that. PKing versus PKing stuff, fine, but giving PKers the ability to kill PVMers more easily, nah, not for me.
Yeah, I really think the ferocious ring especially is it's really pointless because when you look at the buff, I mean, to get the full buff you need to be over 40, but I guess the majority of monsters are going to be like in the 20 to 29 range, maybe not. I would say 20 to 40 range, and you get like that plus 3%, but you're skulled. So since you're skulled, you can already bring less items. So let's say you were 3 item and you bring a whip, maybe your Barrow's gloves, and maybe a fury, and those items will give you way more than a 3% damage boost than being automatically skulled with a ring that gives plus 4 and a 3% damage boost.
So it's not enough of a boost
to me. Even if you could give me the ring for free and I wouldn't even use it.
Honestly,
that's how horrible I think it is.
I see the ferocious ring more as an item for PKers, like searching for people to kill instead of people trying to do wilderness items.
I guess you sort of touched it. You're gonna skull anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, because if you're in the deep wildy and you're trying to kill people, you're gonna be skulled anyway. And this is, if you're like 40 plus wilderness, I'd say this is better than like an imbued B ring, honestly, because you have that accuracy bonus, and that's huge sometimes when you're trying to catch a freeze. Honestly, I think this would make
I think
deep wildy PKing too powerful.
I think I agree there, and risking a imbued berserker ring is quite a risk as well. One, you're risking the item to start with, and you're also risking the time it took to get those points in Nightmare Zone. So it sort of takes away that risk for the PKer, which I'm not a fan of.
I love the idea of better, items becoming better the deeper you are, but I just think that's not a good way to implement it. What about you, Rargh?
No.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm just thinking that, hold on, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second.
Hey, no problem. Scuffed. It's okay.
I'm just thinking that, okay, so the ring itself is like a Berserker ring imbued, which means it'll probably have around like a 3 to 4 mil price point. I know a lot of clans, they one item. You'll have that one expensive item, and then they'll have Mystic, sometimes even the Xerix robes. Sometimes they're too even cheap for Mystic. Really rad gear. And some people will have this, the high riskers for sure. But I think the vast majority of the PKing community, especially clans, and even if we're talking about Rev clans especially, they're probably not going to be using this ring. That's how I look at it.
I mean, so it's just, from my point of view, I think it's something that we shouldn't give PKs. And then, Rargh, you're saying you don't think anyone would use it. So realistically, it sounds like a dead item already, before it's even been released or implemented.
It sounds like the Dragon Bone necklace from Dragon Slayer 2.
Exactly. So yeah, I think
the Amulet of Avarice actually just barely passed too. It was like 0.7, right?
Something like that. It was like 0.7 over the pass limit.
Personally, I think that's almost just as useless, realistically, because you're not going to be at Revs, honestly, that long to be able to make use of a bunch of noted stuff. But hey,
plus a lot of the drops are stackable already, so
it's just another thing, I guess.
It's silly.
I mean, Rargh, as a maxed sort of combat, how often do you get attacked at Revs? Would you be there long enough to have noted stuff, or?
Definitely not, because you're still in like 35 wildy, so even like a level 103 could attack me. And the thing is, even as a max main, or almost max main, 125 combat, by the way. The thing is that since I know that there's a high frequency of PKers, if I have like my inventory like 300, 400k, I'll just bank it. I could have 10 inventory spots open.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna bank it. I want to secure the loot. My gear, I'm not risking too much. I don't really care about dying. The only thing that bothers me dying in revs is when I have a lot of loot and then I die. And of course, that's what the PKers are going after as well.
I mean, that's exactly how I feel as well. So obviously,
Exactly.
I'm 114, and that level jump between you and me doesn't do any difference in terms of banking the inventories.
In fact, again, I think this necklace would help the PKers. It would just note everything for them when they pick it up. So
Sure.
And they'll get the necklace, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get the skull. So who knows?
Yeah,
Again,
I
yeah,
suppose
probably
so.
content.
Now the barbed rete, I thought it was just a very weird item, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even read into this. So what does it do?
So basically, it's a 20-second stun, depending on like I think Revenant Ether and stuff like this.
Right.
You basically it's like the DFS where you can shoot somebody with fire. It's kind of
Right.
has the same mechanic where it stops somebody for 20 seconds, and it poisons them. But the thing is, the person you're using it on can reduce the time they're held for by attacking whoever has it. So
Right.
and each time the person attacks it removes 5 seconds of the time that it's on them. So I guess you could like, I don't know,
So if
if
you're
somebody's
sat there
trying
with
to
a
run away,
blowpipe, bam, bam, bam.
yeah, and you could just start running again. Honestly,
Right.
I think it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea,
Mhm.
but honestly, it's just not really. It's not really.
I mean,
You
again,
can
it
just
comes
free
back
somebody.
to exactly, and I think it comes back again to me and Rargh aren't PKs, and I feel that PKs already have so much power to mess about and own PVMers that I think giving them any more options is just silly. I don't think they need it. I think the PVMers needed to be leveled up, and I think this is probably going to do it.
Because honestly, if you're hybriding, you're not gonna bring a barbed ret. You're just gonna fucking freeze them. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly, and you risk a lot less doing that, I'm guessing, because that would, you're only risking runes. So.
And look at the stats on the thing. It's like -10 attack. It's just
such a
I don't know.
weird weapon.
It's weird. It's weird. It even gives +5 slash defense bonus. Tank.
Wow, that's so great.
Yeah, no, I think again another item that would be dead within a week, and I think the more of those items you put into the game, the more the game seems dead to players who are coming into the game and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because you have more useless items, right?
Yeah, exactly. So keep as many of those away from the game, I'd say.
Plus, I feel
Granite
like
ring.
Barrage has its niche, and like of course with restraint and the barbed ret, I don't know how to pronounce that either, but I feel like it, even though it might not be the best, Barrage is better. It kind of takes away from Barrage. You know what I'm talking about? Barrage is like, oh, gotta get that
For
94
sure.
magic. It's a high
sure.
requirement to cast that spell. I think to free someone for 20 seconds, you should have to grind. This is a grindy game. I
Yeah,
don't
you
want to
will
just
say.
let anyone be able to freeze me for 20 seconds
Yeah.
just because they've
sure.
afforded a 500k weapon on the Grand Exchange,
Yeah, to get Barrage, you have to get the 94 Mage, you have to do Desert Treasure, you have to be an accomplished account to get there. And I do agree, I didn't think about that. It does take away from having to do that grind, where why would anyone bother if you can just buy a weapon and go, oh, there you go, unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
exactly.
you can just be a range peer and just have a red A and then free somebody. You wouldn't have to level magic anymore. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
at
like
that point, it
like
kind of does seem a little bit more OP.
Yeah, good point, Kins. Fucking rate that, mate.
I'm also seeing a use for it in probably solo PvP, where your opponent's out of food and they're trying to run away and you freeze them real quick. So they, like, of course, what people would do with the ZGS. I don't know if you've ever seen clips like that, but So I think it'll have a very niche use if it is out there. I don't think it'll be very expensive either.
Yeah, I wouldn't be for it.
I can
Is
imagine
it?
too.
It didn't pass, did it? It's not
No,
passing at the
it
moment.
did not.
No.
Yeah, because
Cool.
you could be running away and out of food, but then it also poisons you too. So then even if you do turn around and get away, it's like you could be fucked because of the poison as well.
Yeah.
Such an odd item. Anyway,
And it's just a straight up attack. It's not a spec, is it?
yeah, it's just a right click item like the.
So you could freeze people left, right, and center wherever you
can
go.
line up and AGS them right after.
Yeah, nah, not for me.
Yeah,
Not for me.
yeah,
Not
that's
for me.
weird.
Man, talking about the revs for quite a bit. I didn't expect us to actually be talking about this that long.
Well, when you have one guy who loves revs and one guy who hates revs.
Get both sides of the story.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about Runefest. You guys excited?
Hyped.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun to go there, and I've never been, and I've never even thought about going before starting the channel, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting to go and visit it all and see it all, and it's going to be the biggest one ever. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
You gonna dress up as a Fremnik?
I don't know if I'll do cosplay. I might rep some of the Godman merch that we're coming out with on tonight.
Godman
So
merch. Spoilers.
That is coming
Shameless
out.
You heard it
plug.
here. You heard it on the
Shameless
RuneCast.
The shameless plug.
You
I
heard it
think
on the
I'll be
RuneCast.
repping.
Buy the
think-
Godman mode merch. We'll all
There
link
you
it
go.
in the description.
We've got it. We've got it.
You know, because I'm
I-
the legend and I have the most biggest following on YouTube, of course. My whole 5 subs. Love you.
Hey,
I
look,
love you, little brother.
We were all at 5 subs one day, man. We were all
You
at
nearly
5.
got as many as Rargh, so I wouldn't mind.
Oh, rough.
That one hurt. That one hurt, dude.
Honestly, no, that's actually really cool. God, is it just gonna be like I won't say anything. I won't ask. We'll
Just
see
have
it.
to wait.
Yeah. I
See
mean, I can send you the link after.
Oh, early bird special.
So I think I'll probably be repping some of that because there's some funny stuff.
I'm just gonna get really drunk and take off my shirt and be like, I'm a Viking. I have no shirt.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
If you're gonna take off your shirt, then you can buy one of our hats and still be repping us. Hey.
Shameless plug.
Buy a hat, buy a shirt, take off the shirt, still wear the hat. Beautiful.
You got fucking Godman mode underwear.
Honestly, if you were to come
It's
out with
Adidas.
Godman mode underwear,
God.
and on the back it just says on your booty it says Mudkip is thick. Beautiful.
Oh God. Oh, mate, honestly, we're gonna have to give you commission for these ideas.
Oh, hey, just hit me up after the podcast. We got this.
The Mudkip fucking budgie smuggler collection. Yes. Let's go.
Honestly, really excited for Runefest. Like, probably gonna make some videos. I am gonna actually be seeing you guys there as well. Because I don't have any actual friends IRL who do play RuneScape and would actually want to drop the money to go to Runefest. Honestly, the friends that I do have who do actually play RuneScape, they're like, you're fucking weird, dude. They're like, you're actually gonna pay the money to go to this thing. And I'm like only like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Runefest. Like, some of these guys are actually flying from the States to Runefest, which is bonkers.
Absolutely crazy. Like, I look at the 3 boys who are obviously flying over, and gonna be, Rargh's coming for a week, but Mudkip and Evie are coming for a month, and I'm just like, wow, that's dedication,
I mean,
And that's the only reason I'm going. I wouldn't have gone without the boys. So yeah, the dedication's huge by some people to come to Runefest, which is crazy.
I feel like if you're a content creator as well, like, it's different. You do kind of have like a legitimate reason to be able to go.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I've never thought about going before, but Rargh will have 10,000 at least by the time it's there. I'm hoping to have 15,000 by the time it's there. And you get to the point where you're like, okay, it's something that I want to attend and I want to go there and see what it's all about.
Hey, maybe I'll have 50 by the time Runefest comes around.
Easy, mate. Easy. You'd be sat there on a couple of thousand, I'm sure, mate. I'm
Nah,
sure.
This
least
podcast would get you 100
62.
minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum.
100
just
minimum.
This one. Just this one right
All of
here.
Rargh's subscribers. Wow.
Throwing shade. Throwing a lot of shade right now. I feel
Sorry,
like I'm in
just,
Montana right now. Oh, that was a
God.
terrible joke.
Oh,
Oh.
God. Mudkip, is that you?
Anyway, yeah. Just gonna get fucked up at Runefest and have a good time. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
some
but-
videos while I'm there too. I was thinking of maybe even buying like a legit ass camera for it. But a lot of
I think,
my money's going to tattoos, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford it.
Yeah, I think RuneScape, Runefest it's good. It's got, you know, the after party and stuff as well, which is going to be awesome. Everyone's going to be getting absolutely mullered, and yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting absolutely battered with a load of RuneScape players.
I'm a lightweight, so I'm gonna get fucked.
Oh, I'm gonna make you sick.
I'm gonna
Tony.
seek
I'm gonna
out.
get
I'm gonna
fucked.
seek out a friend and ask him if he wants to go do some gambling. Like that's. I'm gonna be so sad if he's not there, because I am gonna get drunk enough to where I'm gonna be like actually wanting to do it.
Please, just get a fold out roulette table and just fire it out in front of me. Oh God, I don't know if it'll even go.
Hey, Dovidas,
really
do you
don't.
want to do
Say
some
he won't.
staking?
Hi, it's me, a friend.
That was a really
I don't think
terrible
it'll go.
impression.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he'll go there.
Scuffed. Yeah,
I think
honestly,
he won't be too welcome, to be honest. Even if he did show up at this point, he fucked up twice. Twice.
I don't think he'll go. I can't see him go. He gets so much hate. Why would you pay? Why would you fly over, pay to go to Runefest to get that hate in real life?
Yeah.
I don't think he goes.
It's just one after the other too, man. It's just back to back, just fuck up, and it's crazy too. I saw that the channel was going downhill as soon as White Cat 22 died. That pretty much marked the end of him. Realistically.
Yeah, and I think the thing that got me was, yeah, he fucked up, and yeah, he fucked up again. Fine, you fucked up, but there wasn't any sincere apology, and that's what made me go, right, unsubscribe, see you later, because he didn't care.
Honestly, I just stay subscribed at the point to try and see maybe he'll pick himself up, but I don't really actively support him anymore, you know?
Yeah.
The thing is like I've always liked him, but you know he fucked up once. All he had to do was say sorry and then not do it again. But he defended himself when he probably knew he was wrong, and then ended up saying sorry anyway in like a half-assed way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, staking and gambling in general, especially turning people into real-life gambling addicts, I feel like that is a huge possibility. Gambling is addicting. I know I lost my bank in pre-EOC a few times from doing it. And of course, that's just on RuneScape. But, you know, with the stuff he offers, it's definitely more of like a real-life thing. And, you know, that could ruin lives. Just empty someone's wallet, which could really fuck with them.
I do like shoe raffles. Like I join shoe raffles where you have to like buy balls and stuff like that in Facebook groups. Man, I'm in the red, like $200, man. It is definitely like really addictive, because it's like, oh, if I get that one ball, you know, especially after you win once. After you win once, it's such a high, like, all right, I want this again.
For sure.
You know,
it's
so easy to get.
Because if you win once, you're gonna want to win again, and if you lose, you're gonna want to win back what you lost. So it's like this never-ending circle that just keeps going over and over again.
And I mean, I did a video touching on a couple of gambling sites hitting me up, and one of them was saying that every time my viewers lose, I'll get a percentage of whatever they lose. They were saying, you know, if say a viewer puts in £10 and loses that £10, you'll get a percentage of that £10 they lost. So every single person you direct over there, you're sort of hoping for your subscribers to lose money so you can gain profit from them, and it just seems a very dodgy place to be doing business with these sort of people.
It's so tempting,
yeah,
though, because it's so tempting. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't want that? You know what I mean? It's just a huge thing of morality at that point. Like, where do your morals truly lie? You know what I mean? Do you actually care about your people, your subscribers, or are you just in it for the money at that point?
Exactly. And I know for me and Rargh, you know, we're at the moment sort of dipping in and out and thinking, oh, maybe we'll look into some sponsors. And I can really see how, you know, if I was a 14-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid who had a semi-big YouTube channel, one of these casino gambling sites came up to me and said, oh, do you want to earn $500 to do this? It's very hard as a young kid like that to go, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah. When really you're sending a load of people who are going to watch your future videos to a site that's actually going to rip them off. So, you know, I think they're very manipulative and really bad people, to be honest.
Yeah, it's dangerous, man, because it's like you can be in times of need too, in times of desperation. Exactly. I feel like that was one of the hardest parts about a friend is it's obvious. He's said he's well off in his country. He makes more than a doctor. The money wasn't really necessary for him. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. He didn't need it. You know, that's the worst part about it is like he wasn't this tiny channel in poverty, you know, and he just does these videos with his free time. He's already okay, you know, he's already in a good position, and it was just like truthfully he was selling out, turning
Evie touched on the point in one of his videos. Like, he did a video on the whole friend thing. I think Evie really hit the nail on the head with saying that, you know, the dude makes enough money, he didn't need to do it, but he was burnt out. He was bored. He was done with RuneScape YouTubing, and it was, you know, it was a paycheck at the end. It was $75,000 or whatever it was, and he was like, "Well, why not? I'm done anyway." Which is a bit sad and sick to see a person in that sort of power with that many followers deciding to do that. But the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shame. I used to watch him back when he made the 10 hours of videos too. Very long time viewer. Like back when I used to even watch Nightmare RH. Like, who remembers that guy?
Oh, you're
like,
going back to like 2011 now, man.
That's crazy. Like when Chris Archie wasn't a mod, like he was this emo guy making top 10 videos for RuneScape. Like, crazy.
Yeah, I missed the old school. Not as an old school RuneScape. That was probably wrong choice of words, but like old YouTube RuneScape back when I was in high school.
I feel like a lot of people have definitely grown. Like, the game has grown, it matured, and everybody else has too. Where a lot of that content just kind of seems childish, you know? Like RuneScape Gods Exposed. You remember that with the Bob dude?
Tanoob show?
Yeah, that was such simple-minded comedy, you know? But it's like, it was a simple time too, you know?
Yeah.
I think, Rargh, you were talking about it the other day. I think it was yesterday you were talking about it, where RuneScape's changed to the point where it's not a casual, enjoy yourself, you know, hang out with your friends anymore. It's efficiency and seeing how much money you can make from this and comparing this to that and what's going to be better. So, yeah, I think that's the way it's gone now.
Especially in the last couple of years, it really changed. Like, go back to 2011 especially. Everyone was not so concerned with their XP rates, but they're more concerned about, you know, killing bandos with 5 people and just massing and
having fun,
going on Skype back and having fun. And now it's like when I live stream, you get the backseat gamers. Why aren't you wearing this?
Yeah.
Why aren't you killing the ice demon this way?
Like, why aren't you chopping on your main and ult at the same time?
Exactly.
Why
and it's like, I just want to chill. I know it's not the most efficient way, but I want to kick it back and relax like old times, you know? Just have fun. That's why I'm playing the game. Fun.
Especially as a content creator, you know, you're playing this pretty much all day and playing 2-3 accounts at a time to mean we can get as much content at a time. And then when you want to kick back and relax with a stream or something, and someone's like, oh, why aren't you playing your main at the same time? Or why are you not wearing this? Or why are you not doing Zora? Because it's better money. And you're just like, look, I want to chill and enjoy myself. You know, at the end of the day, it's a game, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like one of the best examples of, like, everybody's matured, but, like, some people haven't. One of the best examples of, like, say, a YouTube channel not growing with its audience is definitely Nightmare RH. Have you seen, like, he's still the exact same person. The exact same person he was in 2011. Like, every video, like, holy fuck, time for a fucking new fucking video. It's like, no, we aren't 11 anymore. We don't want to hear the word fuck because it gets us all riled up, you know? Like, it's not funny anymore.
Hooba 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 hooba.
Hooba haba bullshit. You know, like, it's the same thing. It's like, wow, it's like you haven't aged a day.
Yeah, the poor guy still uploads every now and then, and he gets really bad views. Like, I get higher views than him, so it kind of sucks to see that he didn't adapt I mean, I know he quit, so that probably hurt him as well. But like you said, he definitely did not adapt whatsoever to the new RuneScape, I guess we can call it.
It'd be interesting to get him on here, one day, like just like a blast from the past. Like,
Oh god.
it would be. Sorry about that. It appeared we had some technical difficulties. Anyway, as I was saying, I believe Nightmare RH is pretty much like a relic of like, and he's still alive too, which is weird. Like he's like it's a living relic,
A relic that's alive.
I can't wait for you to get him on the show and just go, so you're a relic.
Yeah.
Please explain more.
How old are you? Isn't he like, I think he's like 42 now or something like.
He's 40?
I don't know. I know he was definitely like oldish. He was not young when he was making his videos. Like,
I don't know. That's very old to be.
He's probably
that
not
immature.
40. Let's be honest. He's probably not 40. But I know he's definitely a lot older than I am.
Yeah. I mean, I what I was saying was I've never actually watched him because I didn't get into like watching the RuneScape scene. I played RuneScape. I've played RuneScape for almost 15 years now, on and off. But I never watched videos. And so yeah, I was just saying that. But I watched the boys, Eevee, Mudkip, and Rargh, a little bit of small XP, but I don't really delve into anyone else anymore. So I don't really know much about the bloke. But I've never actually heard of him. I've heard of the name, but I've never actually heard of a video he's done. So I guess he's that much of a relic to new viewers that he's not even known. He's sort of extinct.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's honestly kind of nice that you haven't seen one of his videos because they are kind of cringy. Like,
right, okay.
At this age, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, huge tangent, honestly. Huge tangent we went on from Runefest to YouTubers and stuff like that. But hey, that's what we live for. So what do you guys, honestly, past mobile, what do you guys think RuneScape is going to start like working on next? Their next big project. I am voting that it's going to be the Zaya reworked.
I think that's definitely something they need to do because other than crafting blood runes, I mean, obviously this is being very vague. I can't really think of anything that's massive in Zaya that's used a lot. Even while me, Rargh, Eevee, and Mudkip were filming like a PvP challenge in Zaya, I was sat there thinking, fuck, a lot of this is dead content, and that was months ago now. So I think it definitely needs to be done.
Honestly, the content in itself is just so ugly. It just doesn't mesh well. Like, there's huge empty square buildings, like that are pointless. It's just so. Yeah. It just feels.
They've made it so much larger than it needed to be without putting the content in there. Maybe that's future planning, and they've gone, okay, there is going to be a lot more here, which I'd love to see. So yeah, I think Zaya definitely needs some sort of rework and maybe a few new quests as well. The quests that were to do with Zaya. The Client of Karend, and then all the sort of individual house easy quests were all very, they felt rushed and quick, and there wasn't much content to them either. So I think Zaya needs a big sort of master quest or a grandmaster sort of quest. I think that'd be great with a bit more lore behind it and just more in depth with it all because it's got so much potential.
I just feel like honestly one of the biggest parts about it is just the map in itself. Because it's so huge, like you're saying, it's so huge for no reason. There could be content there, but it's so much emptiness that it's like, God, could you really put that much content here? Like, how long would it take to actually fill this?
Yeah. You find yourself walking through the whole place if you're walking from one end to the other to go and do something, and the only thing, as I say, is the blood runes, and then the catacombs, and other than that, there's just nothing at all.
Sand crabs. It's about it, though.
Yeah. So
Cutting Guild.
Definitely need to rework.
There's a few things. We'll give it some credit. There are a few things, but like not enough.
They're very AFK things and not exciting content. People go to the catacombs, to AFK Slayer. Yes, there's Skatizo, which is I do quite like. I think the catacombs they nailed. I think they've nailed that. I think they've done a great job there. Woodcutting Guild is very much just XP efficiency and AFKness. The Blood Altar, obviously good as well for the crafting, but I don't know. I think as you say, there's a lot of empty space that if they could fill it with content would be absolutely awesome.
Have you guys seen the? I know there was a post on the subreddit about the map, how it looked in the world map. I saw it was a picture of the Hisidius house and the mini map, and it looked a lot like Artie. Really, it looked like Artie Square. It's called Farmers Market.
Oh, really? Oh. No, I didn't see that.
Did you see that at all, Rargh?
No, I haven't. I'm not a big Reddit user. I posted on Reddit once. I got roasted. I was like, never again. Everyone's so entitled on Reddit. I'm just just not a fan, to be honest.
Yeah, but I saw a picture and it looked like, I don't know, they'd actually have legit rivers and stuff. It looked like it was a lot more thought out. Because honestly, right. I look at well, I'm having a huge brain fart. What is that small little town? Not Sears Village, but next to
Catherby.
Catherby, yeah, Catherby. I feel like Catherby is better laid out than any of the places in Zaya. It's small buildings that serve purposes. There's a couple for filler, but they're not giant halls.
Yeah. I totally agree. It's just been made big for that reason, to be big. There's nothing else to it. But I mean, in terms of something I'd like to see, and I think was it Yukins I was talking to us about, but I would love to see a challenge bosses sort of thing.
Yeah. We had a whole discussion on it on the live stream.
Yeah. I'd love to. I feel there's this whole split on Vorkath is better than Zora and Raids is better than that, and and there's this whole sort of hierarchy of Mole is right down the bottom in terms of bossing and Raids is right up the top, and once you're doing Raids, there's no point in doing Vorkath, Zora or anything below that because it's so much less money. And I know me and Rargh are definitely feeling that effect. We're into 30-ish kill count on Raids, and we've made more money than I've ever made in RuneScape in the 115 combat, 114 combat that I'm at now. So I'm very much why would I bother doing Zora anymore? So I'd like to see something like challenge bosses, where maybe 4 of you go into this challenge room, where one by one you start up Mole, end up at Zora and Vorkath, and you have one inventory, and by the end of the whole challenge raids, you have one chance of getting an ultra rare from any of the bosses you've killed. I'd like to see something like that. I'd like to see an integration of every single, in quotations, hard piece of content where it's sort of a challenge, because I feel like Mole is dying, even Vorkath and Zora is dying for me personally, because I'm now doing raids. I just don't want that content to die, so I'd like to see something where it's all meshed together.
That'd be interesting.
Keeping everything relevant.
A race, who's the better PvPer?
Exactly.
It's a challenge.
And it's not I've done 7,000 raids, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's like second nature. These people would then have to learn Raid and Callisto and all this sort of stuff, and throw them all in a room and just see how long people can go, or if they can finish all of them. And yeah, I think something like that would be really interesting to do.
Plus, it reuses old content and just makes it fresh.
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see something like that, and I think it's really needed.
I can imagine them doing really it'd be really cool. Say have that empty desert part in the deep desert. I can imagine them having a big pyramid right there with the mini game where it's you go through with a team or whoever and see who wins, etc. I feel like that's definitely possible, honestly.
I think it's so easy to implement. They've already got all the mechanics. They've got all of the models. They've got everything they need. And as Rargh says, it implements the old sort of dead content that isn't used anymore. And I'd really like to see something like that, And obviously something like Vorkath drops a Skelly Visage, but Callisto, I don't know what a Callisto super rare drop is, but if you gave one chance of a roll at all of those bosses of the super rare drop table, you could maybe get a Skelly Visage, but you could also get 400 Mole skin or whatever from the Mole. So I think I'd like to see it. I'd like to see people being tested against all the bosses, not just speed running through one boss to make the most amount of GP.
It'd have to be dangerous too. Like it would have to be not safe
Yeah,
death.
yeah. Hardcore Iron Man death, definitely.
Yeah, no mudkips allowed. See ya.
See you later,
That-
boy.
That's. I don't think Rage should be a safe death either. I feel
Raids 1, I totally agree. I feel bad for saying this for all the Iron Man, but like you can get a twisted bow and not lose your status.
and you
for the
can
best
get
range
you
weapon
can
in the
get
game.
300 snapdragons and 1,000 mithril
Yeah.
ore and all this shit. Like there's so many supplies and stuff with it. Once
I
you can do
honestly think
raiding,
they're
there's
the
no
other way
point.
around. I honestly
Raiding?
think raids too. Like if you're doing like, I think that should be a safe death, personally. Because like the thing about it is that you have to do so much to be able to do either of those things efficiently in yourself. Like it's taken Mudkip a very long time to be able to start doing raids with EV and stuff like that. He's almost 2K total at this point on a hardcore, which is very impressive.
Oh, seriously impressive. And
Yeah.
the guy's got a serious achievement. But at the same time, I think by creating a hardcore Iron Man, you are putting yourself in the point where if you die, you lose your hardcore Iron Man status. And I don't know. I just look at it and think it's so easy to farm raids to the point where as a hardcore Iron Man, you don't actually need to do much else other than raids once you get there. And I feel like it sort of breaks the game mode.
But the thing about it is when it comes to that, like you have to find people who are also okay with you like taking all the loot for yourself if something like that comes around. And then honestly, you have to almost get a twisted belt yourself to be able to do raids solo. Like it takes a long time to start doing raids solo, and it takes even longer to be able to do Theater of Blood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
for sure.
believe
And I agree. It's an achievement to get there on one of these accounts, 100% and fair play. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like they've gone through all of that with the if I die, I lose my hardcore Iron Man status, and then I just if that's the way it goes, then I don't see why Zulrah isn't a safe death and Vorkath isn't a safe death. Because that takes you have to do Dragon Slayer 2 to get there to Vorkath. I don't know. It just seems a bit unbalanced. If you're gonna make one thing safe, then all of them should be safe in terms of the bossing and stuff.
I don't know, it's just an interesting interaction, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I have a hardcore Iron Man, but it's very low level. It's like 50 or something, so I don't have any attachment to hardcore Iron Man at all. So I'm probably the wrong person. I know, Kins, you've got a regular Iron Man, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I'll weigh in a little bit here. To me, the whole point of a hardcore is to not die. I mean, it's called hardcore. I think with that comes restrictions because then you'll just be playing a normal Iron Man. Like, let's say I had an equal account that was a normal Iron Man to Mudkip. If we went through raids, we'd essentially be the same Iron Man. It wouldn't matter about our status. When anywhere else, status would matter. Whereas like Mudkip wouldn't go in the wildy. I think it comes with different risks that people are either willing to take or wouldn't be willing to take. If Mudkip, I keep using him as an example because that's what we were talking about. But like, if he wants to take a risk for a twisted bow and maybe lose his hardcore status, I think that would be a fair risk.
Yeah,
Of course, it's something you have to learn. But a lot of these people have mains too. I know you don't, and you saying you only play a hardcore, but I know a lot of people have mains, and they're really good at Zulrah. They practice a lot, so they don't die.
That's what Mudkip's doing currently now, isn't he? He is on his main using the exact gear he'd use on his hardcore Iron Man. He's making sure everything's as similar as possible to his hardcore Iron Man, and he's going into Zulrah and learning it to the point where he won't die. And I think it just gives so much more. They play hardcore Iron Man for the achievement and for the wow, you've done that. That's impressive. And I would like to see, a hardcore Iron Man with a twisted bow. And you go, fuck, that's impressive. That bloke has either got super lucky or he's grinded raids and never died to get that twisted bow. I don't know. I just feel like you're playing the game mode for the point of being hardcore, and you're playing it to show you're a superior player, which I genuinely think hardcores are. And I just feel like it's part of the game mode, as Rargh says. It's if you die, you've set yourself up for those restrictions. You should lose your status.
Yeah, it's a hard topic because you can't really realistically see them actually making it not safe now after it's already been safe for so
No,
long.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I mean, if they
definitely.
did it now, I'd even be mad at that because
Yeah,
then it's unfair.
It's
You
all
know,
true. This is all
100%.
trivial and just sort of
I don't know. It's
hypothetical.
probably just my bias, but everybody has a bias in something.
Mm.
What
Yeah,
would you
for
like
sure.
to see, Rargh? Like honestly, like as new content.
Honestly, I would like to push for more just mid-level content, probably mid-level bossing in general. I mean, I go back to what we were talking about before in terms of like the more chill approach to RuneScape. I'm all about efficiency as well. I mean, I have a decent total level. I know all the best methods. Well, not everyone, but for the most part with skilling and whatnot. But I'm a lot of times I'm not the type to want to try really hard when I'm playing. I like to, watch TV, do homework while I play RuneScape, how it's always been for me. And a lot of times with streaming now, especially killing Vorkath, it's difficult. So I think a nice solution to that, my personal solution, and all the mid-level players out there who are maybe between like 90 and 110 around there, just more content for them because like even if they go to bandos they'll get crashed as a max main. I even get crashed sometimes at bandos, and I just feel like they deserve a little more content. I mean, I feel like the gargoyle boss was a pretty good addition, but fortunately his drops really aren't up to par. But yeah, just more mid-level content is what I'd like to see, because if I was a mid-level player again, just like my Iron Man is, it could get stale pretty quickly, is what I'm going to say.
See, I don't not agree with it, but I think, you're talking about the gargoyle boss was definitely a good, it was good, but I think it's good it doesn't have good drops, because as like a max main, you could just go and farm that for the good drops if it did have good drops.
Yeah.
And also it wasn't very long ago that I was like a level 90, and and it was probably just before you and me started collabing. And I was looking at things like Zulrah and things like that, and I was like, fuck, I need to get better so I can do that. I want to get better. And I think the fact there wasn't that much content at that level pushed me to get to a higher level.
Yeah, but not everyone has a lot of. I mean, look, I totally agree with you, and I was the same way. But especially last summer when I was working, I was only playing maybe an hour every couple days.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just don't have that time to grind. I know a lot of people will come in my live streams and be like, "Oh, Rargh, I've been working 55 hours this week. I finally have time for RuneScape." And you look at their stats, and you could see that. I mean, of course, we do YouTube, so we're pretty much on a lot. But a lot of people don't have that luxury, and they want to go on and just have some fun. So
yeah, I agree. I don't know. I would push for higher level content personally over mid level at the moment, and that's probably because I'm now a high level. But I feel like when you get to where you are and you maxed and stuff like that, that you look at going back to Mudkip, he's now on his max main. He got 200 cooking XP, 200 mil cooking XP because there's nothing to do. Now he's getting 200 mil wood cutting XP because there's nothing to do on that account.
Yeah.
And it just seems like he's put so many hours into that, and he's now reduced to just AFKing on that account because there's nothing else to do.
Well, the thing is, there is things that he's not doing. He's not even trying to do Theater of Blood. He's not trying to do raids. The Inferno Cape. So, and he could do those in terms of skill wise. He's just a skiller by heart in terms of Mudkip.
Yeah, I guess you are correct there. But that's sort of what I'm saying. Theater of Blood came out. That's new content for those players who are maxed, and I'd like to see that continue, and I'm sure it will continue. But
I'm sure it will, because it's all about efficiency nowadays. That's why I want to, I'd like to see. I'm not like, of course, you got to appease the high level community as well, but I do feel like the mid level needs some love here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dang, guys, a lot of talking today. Honestly, this is a really long podcast, and I appreciate you guys coming on and making.
I hope it
making
wasn't
the
too
most out
long
of
for
it.
you, man.
Oh no, it's beautiful. Hey, as long as it can be,
It's just perfect for me because I've got to go in 8 minutes. So that is perfect timing.
Perfect.
No, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for having
thanks
me on.
again so much.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you guys on. Anyway, to wrap up, yep, we talked about RuneScape Mobile. We talked about the Dragonfire Integrity, that little tidbit. Went on in the Rev Caves, revisited for forever. We talked about that for so long. And then we went on about Runefest and how stupid we're gonna act at Runefest, and went on this huge tangent about YouTubers and stuff like that. And then lastly, we ended on talking about what we'd like to see as future content. And honestly, I thought that was a good way to lock it up, really.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
was. We hit some good topics there.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys one last time. Thank you for coming to the RuneCast, and thank you, the viewer, for listening in. I'll see you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.